Now your forecast first.
Sponsored by ESL Federal Credit Union.
As we wrap up a gorgeous weekend, we'll get another taste of summer before we head into fall by the middle of the week. Before we do that, though, we will have temperatures dropping from the 60s and 70s into the 50s overnight. So a jacket-worthy start to our Monday, but we will be warming up to start the new week. How long does the nice weather last? I'll let you know in my forecast coming up.
Also ahead.
You just can't, nothing will take this pain away.
A community remembers 2 teens killed in a mass shooting, how they're being honored 1 year later. But first,
we are looking for witnesses. We know there was at least 75 to 100 people out here. We're asking anybody that was here or anybody that has any information to please call 911 right away.
Another mass shooting in Rochester overnight leaves 2 people dead and more injured. We go live.
Live from the WROC studios, this is breaking news from News 8.
And good evening, everyone. That breaking news tonight, 2 people are shot dead at what police are calling another large unsanctioned party. And it happened on the exact day that 1 year ago, 2 teens were killed in a mass shooting in Rochester. In both cases, police echoing a plea to the community: if you know something, come forward now. Friends and family held a vigil for Jaquela Young and Jarvis Alexander today. We will have more on that story next. But first, we turn to this overnight mass shooting. 4 people were shot on Driving Park Avenue around 2 this morning. 2 people were killed, 2 people were injured, one of them critically injured. The area was closed down for hours as police investigated what they called a chaotic scene. Our team coverage begins with Alex Love, who joins us from the newsroom now. Alex, what are police saying happened?
So, Jack, right now, Rochester police say it happened around 2 a.m. when officers responded to multiple gunshots being fired on the block. They described it as a chaotic scene with up to 100 people caught up in the mayhem. Those in the community not only want justice, but also change. As daylight broke, caution tapes still remain in front of storefronts and homes around the intersection of Brozell and Driving Park Avenue, all because a party turned violent. As of now, police have no suspects or persons of interest. Activists of many anti-violence groups in Rochester want more to be done to crack down on killing.
There were no witnesses that stuck around at the scene. We don't know exactly what the motive is behind the shooting. What investigators have been able to piece together so far, there was a group of people hanging out in an alley. Unknown suspect or suspects approached that alley from Driving Park and immediately began firing multiple gunshots down.
Where are the mentorship programs? Where are the peacemaker fellowships? The job readiness programs that were promised to us? Where are the violence interruption programs? Where's all the data that they said they would be collecting?
Church leaders in this area also highlighted resources to prevent these matters are not reaching the community to stop illegal gun trafficking coming through the streets. We dive into what they're demanding the city change in their approach coming up tonight at 11. Jack?
Alex, thank you. The identities of the victims have not been released yet, and a motive, as Captain Umbrino said, for the shooting is also unknown. We'll continue our breaking coverage by recalling what happened exactly 1 year ago today. It has been a year since the worst mass shooting in Rochester's history. This is footage from the aftermath of that night. On September 19th, 2020, 2 people were killed and 14 others shot. Jaquela Young and Jarvis Alexander, both 19 years old, died in the shooting. A prayer circle was held on Pennsylvania Avenue this afternoon with family in attendance to remember the victims.
This past year has been very, very rough. Like, it's been so hard to deal with. Holidays going by and not watching her come downstairs. It's been really rough. Like, you just can't, nothing will take this pain away. Like, I just feel like she's stuck at school, like she's away at college, and you're just waiting for her to come home. We just want to see her face. Like, we just want to be near her, and someone just took her.
In the year that has followed this mass shooting, no suspects have been arrested in this case. Tonight, a community forum will be held online to talk about gun violence in the wake of today's shooting and the anniversary of the Pennsylvania Avenue shooting. We have much more coverage of this breaking news on our website. Just find this story over on rochesterfirst.com. We'll turn now to the latest on COVID-19. Over 5,200 new cases reported today in New York State. Over 2,000 people are hospitalized statewide, with 545 patients in the intensive care unit. The 7-day positivity rate is just shy of 3%. And today the state is asking anyone with a commercial driver's license, a CDL, to become a school bus driver. Governor Kathy Hochul announcing a statewide plan to increase the number of eligible drivers as school districts across the state deal with a mass shortage. The plan includes more testing and training opportunities. More than 500,000 drivers in the state are already eligible. Time now to go inside the huddle, and that's more like it, right? The Buffalo Bills shut out the Miami Dolphins in Miami, and the Bills on the season are in the win column. Thad Brown is live in Miami now for the game. Thad, a much-needed win for these Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, a big win for sure, Jack. And Micah Hyde said during this week of practice, the emphasis for the defense was to have fun. Well, they did that quickly. 2 defensive back blitzes led to 2 sacks on the very first possession. They had starting quarterback Tua Tagovailoa knocked out on the next possession. The offense scored touchdowns quickly, and the route, although it took a while to get going, was eventually on. The 35-0 win. A huge bounce back for the Bills coming off their season opening loss, and a big reason was a defense that just never let the Dolphins breathe.
Frazier was dialing it up, man. There's a few times we came off the field, and I was just dapping Frazier up because it's just excellent calls, mixing it up, sending guys. We were able to get a lot of pressure on first, second down, and also on third down. The guys up front were eating.
I did like the start. There was, like I said, I could feel them in pregame. I could feel they were ready, and give credit to our guys. I mean, they put in a really good week of work, and more importantly, the focus and the mindset.
Hats off to our guys up front and our running backs for establishing a run game early. That helps us out so much. They did a hell of a job, protecting all day. And again, our guys made some plays. And to feel the way we feel, and knowing we could have played better, winning 35-0, I think that's a good problem to have.
The most important, the most impressive maybe part of this win for the Bills is that they won by 5 touchdowns without the offense and the passing game really having a monster day. And Sean McDermott said, look, sometimes you have to be able to make in-flight adjustments. Sometimes you have to be able to win left-handed. I saw some of that, he said, today. Well, a whole lot more on this win coming up on RochesterFirst.com at 7:45 when A.J. Feldman joins me for Buffalo Game Day Recap from right here at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Until then, I'm live in Miami. Right now, though, we're going to go back to Jack Watson in the studio.
A 35-0 victory, Thad. Thank you. And it wasn't quite Miami weather in Western New York today, but the weather was just about perfect. Christine Gregory.
Yeah, definitely probably considered cooler for those in Miami today, but for us here in Western New York, it was just absolutely gorgeous. A little bit on the cooler side. Temperatures now in the upper 60s, but with the sunshine we saw today, it was really, really nice. We've got low humidity, comfortable temperatures still across the region at this hour. We've got 67 in Rochester, a few 70s holding on tight just south of here for places like Penn Yan and Dansville. It will be a really nice, comfortable evening once again, but a chillier start to our Monday morning. I think we've got low 50s, upper 40s under clear skies, so definitely jacket worthy to start the day Monday, but we've got temperatures that will be back in the 70s, even right around that 80-degree mark as we have more summer-like warmth ahead of us as we start the week. So here are your headlines. We're warming up for Monday, even into Tuesday, and this nice weather does prevail all the way through the first part of Tuesday, but we have a pretty significant pattern change once we get to Wednesday that will come with much cooler temperatures and some rainfall as well. You can see fall begins right on Wednesday, and temperatures sort of correspond right along with that. We'll be falling from the 80s into the mid-70s and eventually the 60s by the end of next week. Here's satellite and radar. Again, nothing to report here. It's all quiet as we have high pressure in control. That should stay that way over the next couple of days. This will slowly exit off to the east. If you're looking for any moisture or rain, you'll have to go down to the south across places like Tennessee and Kentucky. This moisture will continue to funnel into the Great Lakes but stay off to the west. So again, still staying dry for us here in Western New York. And then here is our next system, really in its beginning stages of what will be a pretty significant cold front to push through once we get to Wednesday. And this is how it will play out. You can see high pressure exits off to the east behind me. Here's that cold front. I think by late Tuesday, we will still be rain free. But once this approaches, I think we're looking at a pretty widespread rain event for us here in Rochester from Wednesday all the way into Thursday. That could come with some wind, maybe a thunderstorm. Again, pretty rainy start to our midweek, but then after this frontal system pushes through, we dry out and cool down by the end of the week. So here's FUTUREVIEW, again, starting things off cooler on Monday, but we've got no rain still. We've got warmer air filling in, temperatures back in the 80s, so it will feel a lot more like summer to start off our week. We will keep that mild feel even into our Tuesday. We'll notice the changes with that increase in cloud cover by Tuesday. Again, temperatures right around that 80-degree mark, but we will be able to get away rain-free until we get to about Wednesday. So again, if you're planning to head outside, again, I think Monday, Tuesday, they look like perfect days to do that. You can get away with getting that yard work done, I think, until we get to Wednesday. Again, I think places could even see half an inch up to an inch of rain by the time this system moves through. So a little bit of a rainy start to our fall on Wednesday, Jack, kind of appropriate for the western New York here. Temperatures fall right behind that front as well.
That yard work forecast, it just speaks to me.
Does it?
Got to mow tomorrow. Christine, thank you. That's all for News 8 at 6, the web edition. Here we are back on television for News 8 at 11, right after the Emmy Awards. Have a great evening.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, Twitter, and on our app for news and weather.